everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. And we have a man down. Right there. It's been giving me a fit. I thought the hard drive was the problem because it started booting real slow and it just wouldn't work like it was supposed to. So I thought, well, maybe I've got a bad copy of Windows. And it just happened all of a sudden that this problem came about. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I know what's going on. I ain't got the hard drive hooked up. So let me hook that back up. Here's what started. I thought it needed a new copy of Windows 7 because this is the only computer I got left that's got Windows 7 on it. And this one was dedicated for the shop simply because it's got the Bison logo on it. So one of my subscribers sent that to me. I wish he would have sent me a bunch of them, even bigger ones. But he cut those out with a plasma cutter. But anyway, so I went ahead and ordered a new hard drive. And it's just a 500 gig. And in the meantime, I started thinking I needed to update Windows 7. So I have Windows 7 and Windows 10. Windows 10 or 7 and Windows 10. Right now it's just blocking that light from hitting me in the eyes. With the cover on it, you can't see that light, but with the cover off, it's blinding. So I got it back up and running. But it always booted so slow. It would get stuck on A2. And right down at the bottom of the corner, bottom corner, I'd get A2 and that's as far as it would go. And so I found a way to get it booted. You're wondering how I got it booted there just now? I'm going to show you. I got to move some stuff here out of the way because I got to get way up in there so I can show you what the hell I hit. Now, I never changed that button. I don't know if it's a spare BIOS or whatever. But there's a switch in here that says BIOS A and BIOS B. I think that's what it said. Let me make sure I'm correct before I show you. Yeah, BIOS B and BIOS A. Well, it was originally on BIOS B. So I switched it. Get you all light up in here. And then I'll show you where it is. Now this is the MSI Z87 motherboard. And it's been a nice one. But right there, you see that switch right there? It was down. It's so stiff that there's no way that got accidentally pushed. So I'm not understanding why now I can get it to boot. Of course, that was just the first boot right now. But today I ended up getting another motherboard. I mean, it was like 37 bucks, something like that. it's an older motherboard, i5 I believe. And I believe that's what this one is, the i5. And it comes with the memory and the processor. So basically I just pull this board, put the other one in it, hopefully be done with it. I hate computer work because it takes up so much of my time that's unnecessary. So I'm going to hook the hard drive back up here and see if maybe we got it temporarily fixed. I'll probably never trust it again, but at least it's temporarily fixed. I had to make a new bracket to mount hard drives in here. I 3D printed them, guys. Check this out. It's got 2 slots here for the little 2.5 drives, and it's got a pin here and a pin here that goes into the holes in the side of the hard drive on this hard drive. Then you set it down in there to where them holes line up to the pins, and then you just flip it in place with these little clips. And I 3D printed those. So I can put 2 of them here. I started out by putting holes in it to screw holes, and I can still do that. But as you can see, I don't really have a whole lot of room to get a screwdriver down in there and be able to come straight on it. And that's a good way to ruin the head of a screw or the tip of a screwdriver. So I just made that so it would clip in. So now all I got to do is just push him up and slide that drive out and lift it up. This one here, I slide it out and push it down and pull it out of its hole. So I got 2 of them here, and I just mounted those, threaded this piece of metal here to put in it. So now I'm going to plug all this stuff back up, because right now I've got just the hard drive hooked up, just the 1 CD-ROM, the other one's not hooked up, so I got to hook that up. The front panel here for the temperature of the CPU and the temperature of the case, and all my card readers and USB and stuff like that. So we'll get that plugged up. Alright guys, so now we've got everything plugged back up, I believe. So now I'm going to take the flash drive out. I just did a BIOS update, flash to BIOS. So hopefully everything will work okay. But I'm going to leave it on A. Actually, since I did the update on the BIOS, I'm going to switch it back to B and see if it'll boot. That's where it was originally. And I've had that board for about 3 years, 2 years, something like that. 9C, A2, this is usually where it stops, and I believe it did stop. Alright, so now we're going to turn it off. We're going to flip that button back to A and see if she boots. If you got any extra computer parts you want to get rid of, like motherboard, CPUs, memory, stuff like that, hard drives, let me know. Let's talk. I can see, now it booted on A. Alright, that's how I fixed this. I don't know how long I fixed it for, but I do have a backup coming. So now I got to go through all these hard drives, and I think there's 3 of them here, and it's a shame too. They're all nice drives. These are the Barracuda 500 gig Seagate. I got 3 matching ones, identical to each other, and I can't get nothing out of any of them. So I think they've been destroyed. So then I got this 2 terabyte that came out of my Western Digital external hard drive. It won't let me boot, or it won't let me install anything on it, but it's got bad sectors on it, so I don't want to install nothing on it anyway. So then I got another one here. I don't know where it went, but there's another one here that's got bad sectors in it. This one I couldn't get nothing out of. This one I found in the house that I forgot I had. It's a gigabyte. So I'm going to try that out, see if I can get some storage. So now we're up and running here. And I am no computer expert by any means. I just try to figure out what's going on, but anything beyond that motherboard, there ain't a whole lot you can do about it. There's just too many components. Everything's working now. Just from switching it, if I put it back to A or B where it was, it won't boot. But it's been that way all this time for the last 2 years. Why does that button make a difference now? Just overnight. So switching it to BIOS A, I guess there's 2 BIOS chips on this board. I mean, why else would you call it A BIOS and B BIOS? A is A, B is B. Separate, 2 different things. So it has to be 2 different BIOSes. So I don't understand it, but I'm glad it works. So we're trying to get some more life out of this damn thing. But it's a MSI Z87-GD65 gaming. This is what I used to use when I was playing Far Cry 4 and 5. And then I had to upgrade that board because Far Cry 6 needed a bigger processor and a bigger video card. So this ended up being the shop computer. So we're trying to get it back to normal, and we're going to do it one way or the other. We just got to see how things hold up. But I did a lot of stuff to this thing trying to get it to work right. I unplugged everything. I even took all the memory out, put one at a time in, and I don't like doing that because most of these boards, they don't never have the same orientation of where you put your RAM. This one shows on the board that it skips the first one and goes to number 1. So if you put something in the first one, you have to skip 1 and put it in the third one. If you put something in 2, you have to skip 3 and go to 4. Some of them, though, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I've even seen them backwards. So I ain't messing with damn computers anyway. Like I said, they take up way too much time. So we got Windows 7 on it, and I'm probably going to update it to Windows 10. Right now it's saying installing device driver software. Let me look at that and see what it's trying to install. The keyboard and the mouse. Well, it was working, so it must have already been installed. Duh. So I guess if this hard drive's good, yeah, I didn't really want to buy a hard drive, but I ended up doing it. But now I'm thinking the hard drive wasn't the problem. The motherboard is the problem. It might just be something that's going bad and I'm just band-aiding it, finding a way to fix it just temporarily. Who knows, maybe that will blow out next. I don't know if that's what happened. All I know is the internet went off for a day here, and when it came back on, when I come out here to the shop, it was acting stupid. It wouldn't do nothing right. Hope you guys are having your Trump coffee. And it was all downhill from there. So, like I said, we got a man down. This is the baby that when customers come here, take them up here and stand them right here, and we go look for their parts and we order them. So, plus I use this for my entertainment when I'm watching my channels I watch while I'm working or whatever. But we're going to call this shop update, a man down, and maybe update, because I'm going to update you here on what I'm doing. We got the meal done for now. I'm still debating on whether I want to take this and make a bigger pulley for it and eliminate this and eliminate this, simply because when I tested this the other day on low, it was 6,500 RPMs at max. When I switched it to high, it was only 6,000. So it's really not beneficial to me. In fact, high should be low and low should be high. So, but I'm thinking about eliminating this and all them gears. That'll get rid of that gear sound. Also, I'm thinking about making this a bigger pulley because I want to do 3-to-1. So 3-to-1. So that's about a 37 millimeter. So we're going to put a 4-inch on here, hopefully. So we're going to look around, see if we can't find us a pulley or make us a pulley for this. I don't know. I could make a big pulley that would go over top of this and use a set screw, but because I really don't want to mill all that back out like I did this one. That was a lot of work. All right, so as you can see, we got the shop a little bit cleaned up. We got rid of the clutter. I was thinking about restoring this old fan, and it's a strange looking fan. It's got big tunnels there that the fans go in, and they oscillate back and forth, or you can move them back and forth with a little lever that was actually missing. So this one here is the only fan that I can get to work. That one there looks like it's been fried inside and it's been bent and tore all to pieces. So I'm thinking about making this a fan to put over top of the wood stove, because that one over there is just way too powerful. And I've got it on its lowest setting. And then we just got had to order some parts for that bad boy. Troy built 8,000 watt. It's got a 17 horsepower, or no, 15 horsepower motor on it. See there, 15 horsepower overhead valve. But we got to put a new plug in the petcock for the drain, or for the shut-off valve, because it's all cracked and dry rotted. Just got to put another one in it. Then I just got finished fixing that bad boy. Look what they got on there. That's some dangerous shit. That looks like something you'd see in a Far Cry movie or video game. They had stuff like that. Saw blade throwers. I've slung a few saw blades at some bad guys. But We got it working again. I don't know how for long. What's this saying? Must restart. This is what caused it to stop working the last time. This is exactly how it started. I hit restart and it never rebooted again until just now when we started the video. Windows 7 Professional, because we professionals around here. Man, that's some good Trump coffee. Want to see what Trump coffee looks like? Can you see it? Can you see it? Now let's just see if it'll boot up. I got fluid on my ears, guys. I can't hardly hear. I can hear myself more than anything. Yeah, well, I guess now it's not going to shut down. It wouldn't start before. Now it's going to not shut down. Can you imagine your computer getting stuck to where you couldn't shut down? No matter what you did, even unplugging it from the wall? That'd be some voodoo shit, wouldn't it? Alright, here we go with our A2, right to the delete to go to setup, which I got to do some changing in there. I like my stuff to read in the row. I don't like that dumb screen. I like to see what's loading. Seems to be doing fine now. It's working just as fast as it used to. You believe that? So if somebody would be so kind as to comment down here in the comment section and let me know what I did. I don't know what I did. All I know is I flipped a switch that said B BIOS and A BIOS. I don't understand what that means. I just flipped it and said, let's try it. And I mean, I was taking a risk knowing that if I did screw it up, I was going to have to buy another board anyway, which I already did. It just ain't here yet. It'll go out in the morning, he said. So, the other one's just an older i5. It doesn't have the plug for this unit right here. That's that big blue plug. That's kind of important for any of my systems to have. Also, this one's got a place where you can put a one of them little drives that plugs into the board and goes down against it, snaps into place. Looks sort of like a memory card, but which is probably what it is. Alright, it's taking a while to read my icons. I'm just thankful that this computer doesn't really carry any information that I need to keep. So if it goes down, this one doesn't hurt me any at all, because there's really nothing on here that I don't have on all my other computers. Now, you believe that? I got 3 more computers, and I don't have one to spare here, because first of all, this is a shop. I'm not putting my high dollar computers. Well, high dollar to me is pretty low for most people, but I'm not going to put them in a dusty environment. Plus, if I moved one of them, I wouldn't be able to play music, or I wouldn't be able to play games, or I wouldn't be able to watch TV. So I just got to fix this one. So I've put the word out. Get me another motherboard. The one I bought on eBay is just a old one. So I'm going to set it here, and if this one dies on me again, I'm just going to switch the damn thing out and be done with it. But I've got another board that I was looking at. And basically, when I'm looking for a motherboard, I'm not real sure what I'm looking at. I don't know what all them numbers and stuff means. I mean, I know this one's like a 3.5 gigahertz processor. quad, or actually I think it's 6 core. That means nothing to me. I don't know what that means. All I know is the bigger the number, the better it is, but sometimes that ain't even correct. So I'm a dumbass when it comes to computers. But for somebody as dumb as I am for computers, I sure have an awful lot of good working computers around here. So I must just be lucky. It's hard to diagnose a computer, especially when everything's getting updated. And I mean, this year's model is freaking already out of date. So it's like cars. Once they're made, they're out of date. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something on this. This is on the MSI MSI Z87 motherboard. So I'll have that in the description, or the title, whatever it is. So anyway, you guys have a good one. Don't forget to have your Trump coffee. And don't forget to be one of the deplorables that speak. Later, guys.